Hello guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be ranking the top 15 2019 NHL draft prospects. Now we're about a week away from preseason NHL hockey, so I thought I would rank my top 15 for the 2019 NHL draft just so we can look back on the pre-year rankings. Now we saw a lot last year that the year before, some of those prospects really did change throughout the year. Some of them really rose and some dropped. So I'm going to be doing this maybe every other month, ranking my top 15 so we can see how it changes right up until draft day. Now, the prospects in the 2019 NHL draft are pretty interesting. Of course, you got Jack Hughes, who is looking like the stud there, but you also got quite a few of solid young guys. So it's going to be really interesting to see who drops, who rises, and by the end of the year, I think we could see a pretty good draft class on our hands. Now, of course, this is my top 15, my mock draft, so I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on my listings, but I also want to hear what your mock drafts are like. Now, we're going to start at number 15. I have Cam York. He's looking to be a great young American defenseman at age 17. He did great stuff in the USDP last season and really has made a name for himself for being one of those great middle prospects. He played really good in the USDP last season. He played 59 games and 8 goals, 3 assists for 38 points. That was 4th among defensemen as a 16-year-old. Very impressive numbers from him. In the World Hockey Championship with the USA team, he played 6 games, had 1 goal, 4 assists for 5 points. That was tied for 2nd among defensemen. In the World Junior Championships, he played 7 games, had 6 assists. That was 2nd among defensemen. So even in these big tournaments, even in the USDP, he was dominating as a defenseman. As a 16/17-year-old, he was really making stuff happen. And as an offensive guy, I think he has serious potential. At number 14, I have Peyton Krebs. He's looking like a fantastic young left winger for Canada. At age 17, he did great stuff in the WHL last season. He put up 67 games played, had 17 goals, 37 assists for 54 points. Great numbers from him, and as I think he was a 16-year-old, he was doing great stuff as a pretty young player. In the World Hockey Championships with the Canadian team, he put up 5 games, had 1 goal, 5 assists for 6 points. That was tied for 10th in the World Hockey Championships. So obviously he's been out on the radar for quite a long time. I think he's been one of the top prospects for the past year going into this next draft. So he really is one of the more known prospects in this draft, but I think he's kind of a little bit overrated there. I feel like he's still going to bring some talent for any team that picks him, but honestly, I don't know if I see quite a big ceiling from him. At number 13, I have Matthew Robertson. He's looking like a fantastic young defenseman for Canada. In the WHL last season, he put up great numbers, had 67 games played, had 7 goals, 17 assists for 24 points, and as a defenseman, at age 16, he was doing great things. Offensively, he was looking very, very good, and he's looking to be one of Canada's top talents going into the next NHL draft. In the World Hockey Championship, he played 5 games, had 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. That was 1st among defensemen in that tournament. In the World Junior Championships, he played 5 games, had 2 assists. So he's been impressive in his tournaments as well. And I think that offense is definitely there, that offensive ability. I feel like in this next season, he'll take that next stride, and he'll take that next jump into a top 15 defenseman for the 2019 NHL draft. At number 12, I have Matthew Boldy, and he's looking like a fantastic center for America at age 17. He was doing great stuff in the United States Development League. He was really lighting up that league as a 16-year-old/17-year-old. He played 62 games in the USDP, had 29 goals, 47 assists for 76 points. That was 5th, and you gotta remember, of course, they got some older guys on that team, that league, of course, and he's going against hard opponents there. In the World Hockey Championships, he played 6 games, had 3 goals, 6 assists for 9 points. That was 3rd in the entire tournament. The offense is certainly there for Boldy, and I feel like he'll improve on that next season in the USDP. I feel like he'll have an even better season. I feel like the best from him is yet to come. I feel like he could sneak his way in the top 10 in the NHL draft by the time it's over. At number 11, I have Philip Broberg, and he's looking like one of the more interesting players in this draft. He's Swedish at 17 as a defenseman, and looking to be probably Sweden's best prospect going into this draft. It's a little bit weak on their end, but Broberg has certainly made a case for himself in the last month. In the 2018 season with the Super Elite League, he played at 38 games, had 6 goals, 9 assists for 15 points. That was decent, but it wasn't what put his name on the map. In the World Hockey Championships, he played 5 games at 0 points. Again, not really too impressive from him. You would have liked to see a little bit more, but this past Holinka Gretzky Cup was where he really did shine. In Holinka, he played 5 games, had 3 goals, 1 assist for 4 points, and as a defenseman, that's fantastic numbers and great numbers on what you want to see. While I don't think Holinka is really the end-all, be-all, I think that he definitely was super impressive and probably was one of the biggest risers in that Holinka Gretzky Cup. He showed so much skill, so much promise, and I feel like he'll expand upon that in the Super Elite League this next season to raise his stock. At number 10, I have Raphael Lavoie of the Canada team. Now, I don't know really how to pronounce his last name. I've heard it pronounced so many different ways, so I'm just going to say Lavoie. But he's looking like a very solid player. He's a center/right winger, so he's looking like one of Canada's promising forwards for the future. Now, he was in the QMJHL last season. He played 68 games, had 3 goals, 33 assists for 63 points, and as one of the younger players in that league, he was definitely impressive and definitely showed what he needed to. In the World Junior Championships with Canada, he played 5 games, had 5 goals. That goals marker was 3rd in the entire World Junior Championship, so he was really, really good there, and I feel like he's been on the radar for quite a long time, kind of like Peyton Krebs, but he's still there, and he's still a top 10 talent in my opinion. It'll be interesting to see how much he improves in the QMJHL. I think he has promising talent. I think we will see that even more next season. At number 9, I have Vasili Podkolzin. Now, he's looking like Russia's top talents for the next NHL draft. He's a right winger, and he got a ton of skill, pretty much a stereotypical Russian. Now, he bounced all over the place in different leagues last season. He played the World Hockey Championship. He had 5 games played, 1 goal, 5 assists for 6 points. That was tied for 10th in the entire tournament. In the World Junior Championships, he played 4 games at 4 points and was very, very solid for Russia. But really, this past Holinka Gretzky Cup, kind of like Broberg, we really saw his draft stock rise because he really had a brilliant tournament. In the Holinka Gretzky Cup this past season, he scored 11 points. He had a bunch of goals, and he was really, really impressive throughout that whole thing. So I feel like that's what really put his stock and rose it quite a lot. We saw his raw skill really take over, and we saw him just dominating play offensively. So from the Holinka, he really did show his skills. I want to see him a little bit more. I think he's going to play in the MHL this next season. I want to see him in the World Junior Championships. He's going to be a fun player to watch, and they're going to be really interesting to see how he places when we go to the NHL draft. At number 8, I have Anttoni Honka, and he's looking like one of Finland's best upcoming defensemen. At age 17, he really did light up pretty much everywhere he played last season. In the Junior ASN Liga last season, again, it's a mouthful of a league to pronounce, but he played 28 games, had 4 goals, 13 assists for 17 points, was looking like one of the more promising defensemen there. In the Liga, he ended up playing 20 games with TPS. He got 2 goals, 7 assists for 9 points. That was fantastic for a young defenseman. To get that many points as a defenseman, as a young defenseman, was really impressive in his time with the Liga and with TPS, and I feel like that he'll improve on that and expound upon that. He will probably play in the Liga this next season, and we'll really see his talent shine. I think he has serious potential, and I feel like if he goes to Dallas, the hashtag reunite the Honka brothers would be fantastic, but he has a serious potential as a defenseman, and the offensive ability is there. The Honka family has been known for offense, and he's a seriously great passer, has great speed, and great offensive awareness, and I feel like he'll be one of those safer bets and one of the safer picks in this next NHL draft because I think he is a really, really solid player. At number 7, this is where the controversy might come a little bit, but I have Alex Newhook. Now, he's looking like a fantastic center/forward for Canada for the future, but I have some concerns about him. Now, he played in the BCHL last season. That's where the kind of controversy comes in. Now, I really wanted to see him in the CHL so I could actually see a bit of him, so we could actually see his skills, but in the BCHL, I think it's one of the lesser leagues in Canada, so we really don't hear about him a lot, which sucks. And even though he did play pretty well. He played 45 games, did 22 goals, 44 assists for 66 points. That was 8th in the BCHL. I really would have wished he would have gone to a major professional league so we could actually see his skills. Now, he had a 1.47 points per game, which was 1st in the BCHL, so he was obviously very, very good in the games that he played, but honestly, I want to see a little bit more of him against actual better players. Now, he did play in the World Hockey Championship. He played 5 games, had 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points, but I just want to see more from him from an actual professional league. Now, I'm not going to deny he has serious talent, and he's going to look like one of the better centers in the NHL. He's going to look like one of the best centers in this draft. I still think he has great talent and great overall ability, but I just want to see him in a better league so I can actually see some of him and to actually give an opinion on him. I just can't really do that when I haven't really seen any of them in the BCHL. Now, at number 6, I have Bowen Byram, and he's looking like the best defenseman in this draft. You could arguably say Anttoni Honka, but he's looking to be the best defenseman in this draft, and he's looking to be a very, very good prospect. Now, he's a Canadian defenseman, and in the Western Hockey League, he put up 60 games played, had 6 goals, 21 assists for 27 points. As a 16-year-old defenseman, I think he was the youngest, he was like the youngest defenseman in the league or something like that. But he put up great numbers, and in the Western Hockey League, I feel like we'll see him improve a little bit next season. I feel like we'll see the jump there. I feel like Bowen Byram has great offensive talents and is a solid overall defenseman. I feel we'll see him flourish a little bit more next season, where he really can show his skills. And as a talent 1 year later, I feel like we'll see a lot more of him. And the World Junior Championships, he played 5 games, had 1 assist. So I feel like this next season, we'll see some more of him, and I think we'll see massive improvement on the overall game and on the offense. He can make some improvements, but he's got serious potential, and he's got great potential to be the best defenseman coming out of this draft. Now we're into the top 5, and at number 5, I have Kirby Dach, and he's looking like one of the best centers in this draft. Again, this draft is full and chock full of centers, but he's looking to be one of the best out of them. He's Canadian, and the Western Hockey League, he played great last season. He played 52 games, had 7 goals. Not great, but when you look and see that he had 39 assists, it gets a lot better. He had 46 points in the World Hockey Championship. He played 5 games, had 1 goal, 6 assists for 7 points. That was tied for 5th in the entire tournament. And the offensive talent is certainly there. I feel like also the overall game is there. From what he's shown in the WHL, he's a fantastic passer, fantastic overall playmaker. The offensive awareness is certainly there. I don't want to call him a slouch on defense either. He's a solid overall player, and he's just got great awareness overall. And Kirby Dach is looking to be one of the better prospects in my opinion. He looks very, very good. I feel like next season he'll be at the tip top of the rankings. Now at number 4, I have Cozens. Now he's looking like another fantastic Canadian center coming out of this draft. Again, this draft is really, really fantastic for centermen, so he is really leading the charge as well, looking to be one of the better ones. Now, he also played in the WHL with Kirby Dach, not on the same team, but in the same league. He played 57 games, had 22 goals, 41 assists for 53 points. As a 16-year-old, he was really lighting up the league, and in the World Hockey Championships, he really was great too. He played 6 games, had 1 goal, 6 assists for 7 points, tied for 5th. And while on paper, Dach and Cozens don't have too much difference right now in the stats, I feel like they're much different players. I feel like Cozens is a more overall better player. I feel like that two-way game is great from him, and that overall ability. He can score goals, pass, and have that playmaking. I feel like Cozens can do a lot of things. I feel like we'll see that next season, as he'll likely dominate the Western Hockey League. Next season, the WHL, I feel like we'll see him explode, like I think he has the talent to. Now at number 3, I have Alex Turcotte. Now he's looking to be another great center coming out of this draft for America. In the USDP last season, he was really good. He played 58 games in the USDP, had 18 goals, 45 assists for 63 points. That was 6th in the USDP. In the World Hockey Championships, he played 6 games, had 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points. That was tied for 10th, and a 1.09 points per game, which was 7th. The points per game for the USDP, and in the World Junior Championships, he also got some great playing ability. He put up 7 games played, had 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points, and for America, that was very solid stats. Now, Turcotte, compared to some of the other guys on this list, didn't put up quite as many numbers, but the talent that he showed last season in the USDP and the World Junior Championships really impressed me too. Now, of course, we got to see him a little bit in the World Junior Championships, which affects my opinion because I got to see a little bit of him, but he's really freaking talented, man. He had a lot of great playmaking ability. He could pass, but he could also score very, very well. He's a great overall player, and I feel like he'll bring a lot to a team that ends up drafting him. I think he's at least a top 5 talent. He really can show that. Now, he's really a shaky player in the draft rankings. You can put him 6, you can put him all the way down there, but I feel like he's definitely in the top 5, and to me, I think he's a top 3 talent for what he's shown so far. Now, at number 2, I have Kaapo Kakko. Now, he's looking to be the best winger by far out of this draft, and looking to be one of the better ones. Now, for Finland, he's pretty much their only hope in this draft. They don't got too many other guys, besides guys like Anttoni Honka. For Kaapo Kakko, he's looking so good. Now, in the 17-18 season, he played in the Junior A SM League, the same league as Anttoni Honka. He played 38 games, had 25 goals, 30 assists for 55 points. That was 5th in the entire league. In the World Junior Championships, he played 7 games, had 4 goals, 6 assists for 10 points. That was tied for 5th. He had a 1.45 points per game, which was 2nd in the World Junior Championships, and he really showed great potential there. He also got a little bit of playing time in the Liga towards the end of the season. He played 6 games, had 1 assist, but was very, very solid overall. Now, for TPS, he was an overall beast. I loved what I watched from just the World Junior Championships, and everything else. His highlight reels are amazing, but for Kaapo Kakko, he has a great shot. In the World Junior Championships, he definitely showed that. His overall playmaking ability, he's not a slouch offensively, and as a passer, he's a fantastic playmaker too, so he really brings a lot offensively, and he's looking like one of the Finland's better prospects and one of Finland's higher ranked prospects throughout their history. Now, to me, Kaapo Kakko is an absolute must at number 2. I think he's pretty much drilled into that number just because of the talent that he showed. I think he's a 2nd overall worthy, maybe even 1st overall worthy, but depending on the draft. But for Kaapo Kakko, he's shown great talent. I feel like next season, we'll likely see him explode. He'll likely explode offensively, not really explode in real life, just to clarify there. Now, at number 1, who could this be? I really have no idea. At number 1 for my preseason 2019 NHL draft rankings, I have Jack Hughes. Now, this is the obvious pick, but Jack Hughes is a freaking stud, so you pretty much have to go with him. Now, he's the second oldest brother in the Hughes family behind Quinn Hughes, Luke Hughes being their youngest brother, but he's looking fantastic, and one of the brighter prospects that America has really ever produced. He's looking studly, and in USDP, he was pretty much dominant, making the league look easy. He played 60 games, had 40 goals, 76 assists for 116 points. It was first among the league, and I think that was 20 more than Oliver Wahlstrom, who was picked this past draft. So he was younger, and he was far better. And the World Hockey Championship, he was just making it look absolutely easy. He played 6 games, 5 goals, 10 assists for 15 points, first in the league. Yeah, by far, pretty much. In the World Junior Championships, Pro 18 team, he played 7 games, had 5 goals, 7 assists for 12 points, first in the league, and making it look pretty easy every single place he goes. In USDP, World Junior Championships, and the World Hockey Championships, he was just making it look easy, showing his absolutely godly talents on the ice every single game. He is absolutely lethal, and for me, while there could be some movement in the draft, Jack Hughes is the number 1, and I don't think that ever changes. Jack Hughes is just on another level, I think, on any of these prospects. While I don't think he's a Connor McDavid, I think he's a level below, maybe even as good as an Austin Matthews. I think he has so much talent that is just craziness. He showed that in the USDP. He broke records somewhat, and I feel like this next season will really see him dominate even more than last season. He could dominate even more than he did as a 16-year-old, which is just super scary for really USDP and the World Junior Championships in general. That America team is going to be stacked. Like this year, we can see him improve on his overall game, see him improve on his overall ability, and this next NHL draft, I think, is going to be unanimous. Number 1 will be Jack Hughes. I don't think there's really any question about that. And this draft is looking very, very interesting. There's a lot of solid players, but of course, you got that stud in Jack Hughes. So this draft is going to be really interesting to see how it develops, and of course, which players drop, which ones rise, because it could be a very, very good one as well. Now, of course, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about my top 15? Do you agree? Do you disagree with any of my rankings? Let me know down below. And of course, what are your mock drafts? Who would you put where? So that's going for today, guys. If you guys enjoy, make sure you like and subscribe. Again, tell me below what do you think of my rankings and what are your rankings, of course. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.